This next one we got Mohammad Yahya taking on Trevor Peak, and with Mohammad Yahya, he's a local UAE fighter. He's making his UFC debut, 12-3, and the current UAE Warriors champion at 155 pounds. And for Trevor Peak, he is a guy that we've gotten through the Contender Series that has had some bangers every time he's gone out there. He's coming off a loss to Jose Chepe Mariscal, but Chepe's a good fighter, and Trevor Peak got some experience there where he had not been in a long fight. Before then, this one he went all the way to a decision and did seem like he got very tired, so hopefully he's made some adjustments and comes in looking better for this one. But you look at how these guys match up. With Mohammad Yahya, he's an evasive fighter. He could switch stance. He has good footwork. And as far as offensive striking, he has fast hands. He can throw in combination. He'll attack the body. He'll attack the head. He doesn't have much pop, it doesn't seem like. He will sometimes sit in the pocket, too, with his hands completely down, just throwing these slow, loaded punches. And I feel like he has a questionable chin, and I've seen him dropped in several fights. He has average wrestling, it seems like. It seems like he's better at holding guys against the cage and actually taking them down. But he will work for takedowns, and if he can get on top, he's good with his control. His main attributes to me are his evasiveness on the feet, his gas tank, and his willingness to wrestle and push people against the cage. But he lacks explosiveness. He has questionable striking in the pocket, questionable striking off the back foot. I feel like he has subpar power and a weak chin. I think he's a bit small for the weight class also, and I could see him maybe struggling with the physicality of Peak. His last fight he got taken down a few times and gave his back, and Peak probably can get him down through sheer physicality. But Yaya's going to have to be smart, composed, play the long game here, and if he can weather the storm early, he could potentially start to have success as the fight goes on. He's been in 5-round fights and definitely won't gas, whereas Peak in his last fight, it was the first time he had been in a long fight and he got tired. So Trevor Peak, he's not the most technical fighter, but he's very powerful, athletic. He has exceptional heart. He was able to come back from the dead in his Contender Series fight and in his UFC debut, or not really as much in his debut, but definitely in his Contender Series fight to knock his opponent out and earn the UFC contract. And tends to come forward, use his speed, his power. He has good feints. He'll wing big, heavy punches. He'll mix it up body head. He mixes in takedowns. He'll throw some really heavy leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks. And he doesn't set things up, but everything he throws is very heavy. His defense is bad. He's a very hittable fighter, and his offense is kind of his defense. And when he gets tired, then he just becomes the punching bag. But Peak's wrestling is good, but not elite. He can lift and hit big slams. He's very explosive when he's full gas tank. His control on top is good, and he has big ground and pound. Takedown defense seems a little bit questionable, but he's hard to control. A good grappler will definitely expose him, like we saw Chepe in his last fight get several takedowns and hold Peak down, but I don't know if Yahya is going to be able to do that necessarily. And cardio-wise, Peak is all action. He's a killer-be-killed fighter. He's willing to fight through fatigue, but doesn't have a ton of long fights. He did gas versus Mariscal, but I think in this one, he has the chance to get the finish early. And if he can, I think he can't. I think he's going to learn from that last experience and have a better gas tank and pace himself a little better in this fight. But I think Trevor Peak's going to get the knockout in the first here. Yahya may be more technical, but I think Trevor Peak's physicality, his wild man style will be too much here for Yahya. Yahya, I think he's going to struggle to control Peak, and the fact that Yahya is hittable is going to come back to haunt him. I think if Yahya can survive early, he could wrestle to victory, but ultimately I'm going to say Peak gets the first round knockout.